Hello, welcome back to this channel or welcome to this channel. My name is Jackie and I'm obsessed with planners and journals. Today I have my espresso here and my notes and a cat, so you know it's going to be a very chatty video, but hopefully you will enjoy. And Fredo, okay, so moving on. Today I want to share with you 5 tips and tricks for you to choose the perfect planner or journal for you and for your needs at the moment, because I don't really believe in planner piece forever or that it is something permanent. I think we are always changing, and so are our needs and our planners and journals, and that's totally fine. So if you want to see the tips and tricks that I use and that work for me, just keep watching. Okay, so I have my notes right here, so you already know this is going to be more talk and less showing off. So if you want to treat this as a kind of podcast and walk around, feel free to do that. But I will also insert a couple of images to try and illustrate what I'm saying, and Fredo will be here with me because he is very needy today and I want to keep him company. I don't know about you, but this year, 2020, just got me rethinking all my planners, my planner system, my planner lineup, and just everything. And seeing all those canceled plans was just making me super upset. And I kept changing all the things all the time, and that's totally okay, because our planners and journals just need to fit our needs and not add stress to our lives. Like, it's the opposite, they are supposed to help you manage stress. And I know this time of the year it can also be a little bit overwhelming with all the brands launches and all those unboxings and those hauls that I'm guilty about, and I don't want you to feel overwhelmed with all of that, so that's why I'm also publishing this video. I know we can find inspiration in a different places, such as these videos, but also on Pinterest, on Instagram, but that can also be overwhelming because you can feel like there are a lot of planners for you to try, and that can be both a blessing and something really tragic that will make you spend a lot of money or just feel overwhelmed and not really find something that will work for you. Or even if you have something that works for you, you will want to change, and then you won't find the things that you need to find by the end of the year when you need to go back to your planner. Before we start, I just want to mention a kind of disclaimer that is, my planner system for next year is not completely finalized. Like, it's not permanent, it never is, and I reserve the right to change my mind because the year keeps changing, and you should reserve that right too. It's totally fine. We still have some time, and the tips that I'm sharing here, you can also use them again at the end of the year to just reconsider and see if that's the best system for you to go with. Okay, so now we are starting. So the first tip that I have is surprisingly, make a list, or better, make a lot of lists, all the lists you need. And by that I mean, you can do a wish list of books that you want to try or that you want to buy, and you can also make a list of books that you think will work for you and for your specific needs, and this list is even better. But the tip here is always add a why, because sometimes the why is just, I want to try something new, or this planner looks super pretty, or this journal is super pretty, but try to add in that column of your list just how you actually intend to use that journal or planner and how it will help you in your life. And that's an exercise that it seems super silly, but once I started doing this, I realized that I was thinking about buying planners that were never going to fit my style and my needs, so I just saved some money just by doing this simple exercise. So I think this is a very nice tip for you to start, because we are seeing all these videos and we are seeing all these pretty pictures on Instagram and Pinterest, and we just want to add and buy everything. So again, just make some lists, and not just mindless lists. Just make a mindful list, an intentional list of what you want and why and how you intend to use that item. A list can also be useful when you are still in doubt of a couple of planners or journals or systems that you want to try. So you can always just pull Rory Gilmore and do a pro and con lists, and I do this all the time for everything. I really identify as Rory Gilmore sometimes. But that can be super helpful. Like, just keep a list, and even though I know all of this sounds silly, but it will just make you think mindfully about what you are about to try, and not just go with the flow or go with the FOMO, which is worse, and really think about what's going to help you. My second tip for you is to talk to people that are using the system that you are considering. So the planning community is just amazing. Everybody usually is super accessible and want to talk about planners. That's why, at least for me, that's why I created my Instagram and this channel, because I like talking about planners. So if you are considering something new, or if you just want to change things up a little bit and you saw someone using a system that you think can work for you, just send them a message, like leave a comment, send a message on Instagram, and try to talk to those people just to ask more specific questions that you are still in doubt, or to see the pros and cons and the opinion of that person that have been using that system for a very long time, and I think that can help you a lot. The third tip that I have for you is to revisit your archive. We all by now have some books and some planners that we've used on previous years, and usually, if you are like me, I just close that book at the end of the year or whenever I stopped using them, and I never go back to them. And I'm trying to change that, because even though we can find inspiration on Instagram and all those social media, we can also find inspirations on ourselves, and I think we always forget about that. So I think it's really important to go back to your journals. You can see how you were using them at one point when they were working for you, or a planner, and you can even find inspiration to create new spreads, or to go back to a system that was working for you and see what, or if it was not working for you, you can see what was wrong and not repeat the same mistakes. So I think it's a very powerful tool that we have. It's on our drawers, and we shouldn't forget about that. And what I do is I go back to old planners and journals. I usually go back to my journals whenever I'm feeling I need inspiration for new spreads. So I will go back to those journals, but that works with planners as well. And I will just take notes, add post-it notes, and even take photos and create a kind of inspiration board with my own stuff. And I think that's super fun, actually, and you will go back to your memories. It will be like a fun time to spend with your older self, and you can learn a lot. Maybe you don't really need a new planner, maybe you don't need a planner change, maybe you just need to change the layout that you are currently using, maybe you just need to do a step back and use something that you were using before. So that's another interesting exercise. The fourth tip that I have for you is more for when you think you already have a decision. So it's very easy for us. I know I keep repeating that, but we are we can be really overwhelmed by all those pretty posts and all that we see on social media and even on YouTube with all those beautiful videos. Sometimes they are sponsored, sometimes they are not, but that can make us feel that we need to change, that we need to try everything. So that can be really helpful and inspirational, but can also be really dangerous. So whenever you think you have a decision about what you want to use, try to surround yourself and your social media with posts regarding that planner that you chose. That way you will keep your motivation to use it, and it will keep you excited to use it. And that's super important because, as I said, we still have a couple of months to go before actually start using our new planners, our new 2021 beautiful planners, and we can see and discover new things until then. But if you already know what works for you, just try to surround yourself with people using that same system. That way you will keep the inspiration and the motivation going. My final tip is actually an advice, and it's perfectly fine to change your mind. So I will go back to the beginning of this video. You have the right to change your mind, and you can always see something new that you want to try, or maybe you start using a planner and by the end of January you realize it won't work for you. It's totally fine to change. The only thing I should say is that try to recycle your old planner that is not working for you. As I said, the planner community is just amazing, and there are always people willing to buy a planner that you are not going to use anymore, or maybe you should just gift it to someone that maybe want to try that planner, and that works both ways. If you want to try something new but you are not very certain about it, just try to buy it used or see if someone has that planner to give it to you, so you won't be spending a lot of money and won't be adding waste to the world. And you can also always repurpose your planner that is not working for you right now, and I do that a lot. So I keep changing, but I don't want to, of course, throw an old planner away, so I will try to use it in another manner. They can always be notebooks, and I think I will also do a video about how to repurpose old planners that are just not used. But I think that's super important, is for you to know that you can change your mind and that you can intentionally and in a mindful way repurpose or recycle your planner that is not working for you. So the summary of this last tip is basically just be happy. Our planners and journals are here to help us and not to make us feel like we need a super complex a super complex way of using them, and they are not here to stress us out, because we don't need any more stress sources, even more this year. So yeah, you can do whatever you want to do, and you don't need to feel guilty about it. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it can help you in some way or another. And thank you so much for watching, and we will see you very soon. Bye bye.